Christina, I'm going to play a little video for you here of Ron DeSantis announcing a challenge to the federal military.
I'm going to be recommending in the budget $3.5 million to reestablish the Florida State Guard. The Florida State Guard will act as a civilian volunteer force that will have the ability to assist the National Guard in state-specific emergencies. This funding will support the necessary training, equipment, and other support functions for up to 200 members who can aid in the response to hurricanes, natural disasters, and other state emergencies. We want to be able to have a quick response capability, and reestablishing the Florida State Guard will allow civilians from all over the state to be trained in the best emergency response techniques and have the ability to mobilize very, very quickly.
Christina, I had no idea. That's such a radical step. I've really enjoyed watching the left freak out about this whole thing.
Right. It's been a complete meltdown. And, it's surprising that they freaked out because, one, how could a civilian force of 200 people challenge the federal military, even if that was the intention, which it's not? Two, 22 other states have state guards. That has been a provision of Florida law actually since 1941. It wasn't active in the last few decades, but Governor DeSantis wants to reactivate it because obviously we have a great National Guard in Florida, but they spend a lot more time being called up on federal missions versus state missions. So to have a state force to augment that and to help in the same kinds of situations that the National Guard helps out in, so emergency response, law and order, that is something that I think will help Floridians. And, this response from Democrats has just been insane. Like, they're saying Governor DeSantis has a private militia, but California has a state guard, New York has a state guard, Michigan has a state guard. There are so many states, and nobody's ever talking about like Governor Whitmer's private militia. It's completely absurd. But the best part is the Democrats in Florida who try to compare this proposal for a state guard to like Latin American communist militias, like in Venezuela or in Cuba under the Castro regime, which, that comparison is absurd on its face. But when you live in a state with millions of people who have fled from those kind of regimes or have family members who have fled from those regimes, it really is actually offensive because it cheapens the experience and the trauma that these people actually went through by comparing this state guard to like Marxist militias who rape and torture and kill civilians. That's just completely offensive. Yet Democrats just say it and nobody fact checks them on it.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.